Hello, hello. Welcome to the Heart of the Soul. This is going to be just a mini full moon oracle card pull with the moon deck by Erin Lee and Andrea Kett. I'll put a little link to it in the show notes. Today's April 4th, 2023. It's a Tuesday. It is the day before the full moon. And I have a beautiful episode all prompt and ready to publish tomorrow on all the podcasting platforms and on YouTube with Stella. If you listened to the last episode that was published, I did an intuitive mediumship reading with her that was the last episode of this podcast. And now the one that's going to publish tomorrow is Stella and all her beauty and wisdom and strength, sharing stories from her pregnancy, the death of her mother, her maidenhood, her birth, and her first months in motherhood with her baby girl. So it's an incredible episode. I hope that you listen, but I don't know. So my husband is out of town and I'm here with the two littles. And I've been feeling the urge to record a little oracle card pull and for the full moon, but I wasn't sure I was going to get to it, which is why I got that whole episode sort of ready and, it's scheduled to just publish on its own. But I found myself with this moment and felt called to sit here and pull a few cards for myself and for you all that are tuning in today or in the near days. And yeah, hopefully I'll have the space to get this episode ready and publish it tomorrow as well. So I hope that you all enjoy. I really enjoy doing these, and I hope that you enjoy them as well. So yeah, here we are in the month of April. The spring equinox has come and gone. And now here in the Northern Hemisphere, the light just continues to grow and grow and grow. My dear friend Jessie, Jama, she actually gave birth to her son Ander on this day a year ago. And my beautiful friend Alana, her daughter's birthday and death day, Violet, is coming up in a couple days here, 2 days from now. And I don't know, I'm just feeling this energy. The Christian holiday Easter is coming up. So there's eggs and bunnies, and friends are getting chicks. We've had chicks and chickens before, and I just love them. I cannot wait until we're in like a home again, or at least until we have land where we can steward the land and little chicks and chickens again and take part in their eggs. I'm grateful to have found there's a woman at my daughter's dance class and they have chickens. And so I've been able to get local eggs from her, which has felt really, really wonderful. And they're so yum. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like I often feel called to do 3 cards, but we'll sort of see what comes through here. I've definitely been feeling I'm like getting close to my bleed. Sometimes I bleed with the full moon and then it sort of like transforms over to then bleeding with the new moon. But right now my bleed is, I'm anticipating its arrival at any moment now. So that feels interesting with the building of this full moon energy. Oh. Mm. Okay, so this first card that I pulled is, oh yeah, isn't this beautiful? Let's see if I can get this well in here. I focus on what is working. So I see the full moon here on this card, which is fitting. This woman with strength, and she has a bow and arrow in her hands. This is really, yeah, a lovely reminder for me, hopefully for you too, that, in life, it's so easy to have our focus drawn toward what's not working, what isn't working out, what goals did I not make? Like, what things have I tried to do and haven't been able to do? And this is just, yeah, a sweet reminder to shift our focus towards what is working and doing more of that. Like, there's definitely, yeah, like I've had my own sort of shifts and changes in that of like, okay, I've been trying to do this and this and that, and it's been a struggle. So, like, leaning rather than like struggling against the current to lean into the flow of life. I myself can get caught up in like the structure of today's world, of the now world, of the patriarchal masculine way of showing up the same 7 days a week and being on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so I feel this is a beautiful invitation to, yeah, to me, I'm also saying this of the working as in the flow, like follow the flow of what is working. And that will, I have found that in my own life. It helps lead me out of like the rut of trying again and again to do things the same way that isn't working. Um, I feel like this is a common theme sometimes of like, because we've done it this way before, I'm going to keep trying to do it this way instead of recognizing, oh, this actually isn't working. It's not working for me. It's not working for my kids. It's not working for my family. It's just not working. And turning towards, well, what is working? Or how about trying it a different way and see how that works? So, yeah, if there's something, I hope like there are a few things kind of popping into my own mind and maybe in yours as well of like, oh yeah, I feel like I could apply this to this scenario in my life or to this project or to this thing that I'm working with or towards or on. I don't know if I want to cover her up. I'm just going to set it down here. Hmm. Yeah, another big thing that has been coming through for me recently is just this like reevaluation. I feel like spring, it's like new energy, new birth, new life popping up in like the trees and the flowers all around me here. New ideas, new thoughts. And it's also this reminder of, yeah, like also turning inward for my answers, like not always doing things the way that society or culture or my family has presented them to me. Um, choosing to step out. I mean, that's part of the reason that I'm not on like social media, Instagram and Facebook, because in those places, I found myself easily like seeing what other people were doing and thinking that that is like the path. And I feel like I've really been called to create my own path. And maybe I'm not doing all things like new, but just um doing them to the rhythm and the flow that works for me. And I hope that you are too, or maybe this is an invitation, or I feel like the women that are drawn to listen to this probably are also walking a similar path of, stepping outside of doing things the way that everyone else in your community or family or sphere of friends are doing things. Okay. I was gonna flip the cards again, but I feel called to draw this one here. Okay, I love this. It's such like it's like the this and almost like nothing is ever new. So this card is I celebrate my lineage and honor my ancestors. And it's this beautiful image of this crone clutching her heart with these like branches of a tree behind her, branches or roots. I guess I'm not entirely sure. It sort of reminds me of that tree of life that's on the placenta, our placentas that some cultures call our first mother. I love seeing like the wrinkles and lines on this woman's face. So this reminds me also that like it's so interesting. It's like, so I was just saying like the new path or the new way or the different way. And yet like, and I feel like there is that. And it's also like this remembering of, yeah, my ancestors and my lineage and the way they did things and that, um, creation is like this circle, and that we're always creating and breaking down and building up and creating and building down and breaking up, and like that we come from our ancestors, that we are our ancestors, and what we do is in a way a reflection of them, just like our future ancestors, like what they do is partially going to be a reflection of us. They're going to be their own people, and yet it's like this, you know, this figure of eight in this circle, like we are them and they are us. And they are us and we are them. Did I say that right? I don't know. But like, uh, yeah, this leaning from the into the past too and building, remembering that there's strength. Like we are here because they were here. If my ancestors had not been born, had not survived, I would not be here. If your mother, grandmother, great grandmother, great great grandmother, great 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 grandmother had not survived to birth the woman after her, like you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I don't know if you have an ancestor altar. My altars are I'm always altering my altars. I am pretty like playful and free flowing with my altars. I love like this little one here that has felt good to me for a while. I have photos of both of my grandmothers up in my home. And if you don't, you know, connect with your biological ancestors, I love how like she's green and the roots, like this reminder of that Mother Earth, like is the mother of all, and we all come from her as well. So spring also a beautiful time to celebrate Mother Earth and where we all come from now. That's like coming through to me now. Then I look outside and see all the green and the leaves and the flowers. And um I yeah, I'm gonna celebrate with my kids. We're gonna make some flower crowns. Um yeah, there's just so many simple ways that we can celebrate and honor mother, like our physical mother, our biological mother, the women that have mothered us. I also have had some beautiful surrogate mothers in my life when my biological mother didn't have the space to mother me in the ways that I desired and needed and was yearning for. I was gifted in my life with several beautiful women who were not my mothers, and yet they mothered me, and I'm changed by them and grateful for them. So maybe you will make a little earth altar outside with you on your own or with your kids by picking up little rocks or flowers or sticks and creating something along the earth, remembering, you know, your ancestors and Mother Earth as an ancestor as well, and all the humans and women that came before us. Hmm. All right. So I'm feeling like I want this card to have more of an intention of like, I mean, those cards had some future elements, but I feel like this feels like a more intentional future pull, like maybe an energy or an experience, an invitation for like later in this month or in the coming days. Hmm. I feel like there's two cards. So I'm going to put that one here and not let that one shift me from drawing another. Okay. So the first one here. Love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. So, what a lovely mantra. Oh, actually, I never noticed this before. Oh my gosh. So I had this card on my altar a little while ago. I have had this intention of like more to have more ease of like intimacy and pleasure between me and my husband. And I had drawn this card when I was like having moments with that. And I had this card on my altar, but I did not notice until right this moment that this woman here is actually like embracing, like this is can't do this with like there's a hand, like that's a hand and an arm and another arm. Like this is like arms of light, like holding her there. Mm, how beautiful. Yes. So, where our intention goes, like the energy flows. So, if you have been feeling like you are needing more, like you're being starved for intimacy, for connection, I invite you to, yeah, put something in your space where you're going to remember and think about it. And maybe even say this love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. And then see where this shows up in your life and how it shows up. Because I do feel like it's shown up in my own life when I have set the intention and focus towards it. So allow the love and intimacy to flow into your life in this month and hopefully always. But if you're feeling the need for that sort of nourishment and physical touch from another person or even for yourself, like as I look here, it also reminds me that we ourselves can embrace, like we can give ourselves a hug and feel our own physical form and bring love into our own bodies. Like that's something available to us always. All right, the last card here. Oh, do I need this one? Proper rest helps me feel and look my best. So there is this beautiful goddess. There's this like grandmother rose energy. It's like a full rose moon in the sky. And she is nestling into a crescent moon, blankets and clouds. I have been feeling the call to rest more deeply. And actually, in the last weeks, I have been making more time for this myself and noticing the way that it has been shifting my interactions with my husband, with my children, when I'm able to be more fully or more rested. I don't know what fully rested means or looks like, with little people waking me up each morning and sometimes in the nights. So, in this world of doing, I feel like this is a reminder that it doesn't have to just be at night that rest occurs either. Like, I know for myself, it can be so easy to, when I find a moment that I want to like check another thing off my to-do list, or like, even just recording these full moon messages, to do the dishes, to do a load of laundry, to write the email to the person again, or whatever. And sometimes, that can feel good. And yet sometimes what we really need is to just like lay down and do nothing and not listen to something, not listen to a podcast or a book or even music sometimes, but just lay and be with our own thoughts, be with our bodies without the technology that's so accessible and easy and abundant. Because a rest with the input is different than rest in solace. So I feel like that is what this is inviting, resting into the solitude when it calls you, saying yes to that. So I hope you feel it too. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a beautiful full moon. I hope that you might be able to see her beautiful glow in the sky. And even if you maybe can't see her because of the clouds, that you can feel her energy. And soak that light, that strength, that magnetic pull that moves the oceans, creates the tides, and that even brings on labor for women who are fully pregnant. The moon that our ancestors, their flows and cycles were happening in rhythm with the moon in a way that is not possible with all the artificial light that we have today. But just, I invite you to gaze upon her, soak her in, feel her energy, perhaps charge your crystals or some water. Put some water in a jar and put it out in the full moon, and then drink it in the next day with intention and blessings. Yeah. All right. Love, love, love to all of you beautiful soul sisters. I hope that you enjoy this. And also, I hope you enjoy the episode with Stella sharing her beautiful stories. If you'd like to connect with me, just look at the links in the show notes, and I would love to hear from you. All right. Mwah.